All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to get into the incredible story of how banking really began. And no, it wasn't in some dusty old building. It was in a bustling, thriving ant colony. This is the story of Antropolis.
And we're starting right here, because this is it. This is the key to the whole thing. This one simple idea, that trust can actually be more powerful, more valuable than physical wealth. Well, it's the idea that built our entire financial world. And as we're about to see, it's also the one thing that can bring it all crashing down.
So, picture this. Antropolis is just buzzing. Trade is booming, thanks to the new Great Tunnel Port. And what are they trading with? These beautiful, shiny, golden leaves. It's a true golden age. But all this success has created a huge, and I mean literally heavy, problem.
Can you believe it? Their own wealth was literally weighing them down. I mean, imagine trying to buy something huge, like a new factory, with tons of actual gold. It was ridiculously heavy, and it made you a massive target for thieves on the trade routes. The very thing that made them rich was now slowing their whole economy down.
And you can just feel the frustration in that, right? Their success was becoming a burden. The economy desperately needed a lighter, faster way to move value, or it was just going to grind to a complete halt.
And this is where our hero, a really clever ant named Alex, steps onto the scene. He realizes the answer isn't bigger wagons or stronger workers. Nope, it's a revolutionary idea, one that's based not on gold itself, but on safety and trust.
And here's that big idea, the leaf note. Now, it's not money, not yet anyway. Think of it more like a high-security claim ticket. It's a promise, signed by the Queen herself, that your gold is tucked away, safe and sound, in the royal vault. A simple fix for a safety problem, right? Well, it was about to become so much more. Because what happened next was totally unexpected, and it literally changed their world forever. The ants started to figure out that the promise of gold could be even more useful than the gold itself.
The whole process was just genius. So a merchant would drop off their heavy, cumbersome gold and get this light, easy-to-carry leaf note. But then, here's the magic part. Instead of going back to the vault to get his gold for his next big purchase, he'd just hand over the note itself. And the other merchant would totally accept it. Why? Because they trusted the Queen's promise. The gold never even had to move, but business was happening in an instant.
And just like that, poof, that little piece of paper became money. Not because of what it was physically made of, but because of what it stood for. A promise that every single ant believed in. This was the birth of paper money.
Okay, so this new system was a smash hit. The economy just exploded. But you know how it goes. When there's that much success, it doesn't stay secret for long. Pretty soon, private vaults started popping up, calling themselves the Guild of Leaf Keepers. And they made a very powerful and very dangerous discovery.
This right here, this simple observation, is what invented modern credit and what we now call fractional reserve banking. The leaf keepers realized, hey, wait a minute, people almost never ask for all their gold at the same time. So they could basically create money, new promises, out of thin air and lend them out. So this was the new reality. Check this out. For every one single golden leaf that was actually sitting in a vault, there were 10 leaf notes floating around out there in the economy, building new businesses, buying goods, and just fueling this massive expansion. The entire economy was now running on promises.
The result? A 10 times expansion of the economy. I mean, that's just incredible growth. An entire kingdom built not on gold, but on a growing mountain of promises. And as long as everybody believed, as long as nobody blinked, the system worked like a dream. But, belief can be a pretty fragile thing.
And the first crack in the system, it didn't even come from inside Antropolis. It started far away, with a trade partner. A big flood in the beetle colonies caused their economy to completely collapse, and all of a sudden the ants who had lent them money, they needed their real gold back, now. And man, when it fell apart fast. Fear just spread like wildfire. A trickle of merchants going to the vaults turned into a flood. But the vaults couldn't pay. They didn't have the gold. So bam, doors start shutting. And by day 4, the truth was out. The gold wasn't there. The market just froze solid.
Now here's the most important thing to get from all this. The economy didn't crash because the gold was gone. It crashed because the belief in the promises vanished. The real currency, trust, had been all spent and there was nothing left.
So standing there in the middle of this economic wreckage, the Queen summons Alex. And he has to explain the fundamental lesson that they had all just completely forgotten in their mad dash for easy growth.
And he just lays it out for plain and simple. They got so obsessed with creating more and more promises that they forgot what the whole system was built on in the first place. They traded honesty for speed, and the bill was total collapse.
So they started to rebuild, but on a totally new foundation. The rules were simple, but they were powerful. No more making up promises. Every single note had to be backed by real, actual value. All the vaults had to be transparent. Everyone had to know what was going on. They chose slow, honest stability over fast, fragile growth.
And this last thought from Alex just nails it. The whole journey started because they had a problem moving heavy gold. The brilliant solution was to move trust instead. The system only broke when they started trying to manufacture that trust for a quick profit, selling the very thing that was supposed to keep them safe.
Which kind of brings it all right back home to us, doesn't it? The story of Antropolis isn't just some fairy tale. Our entire global financial system, from the numbers in our bank accounts to the most complex stuff on Wall Street, it's all just a giant kingdom of promises. And it really forces you to ask, what's backing our promises today? And what happens when our belief in them starts to fade?